I'll be right back to get into things just a moment. I still like to start the live chat thing, even though. Okay, so hopefully the music playing in the other room won't be too distracting. I have the door pretty much closed. I do kind of want to sit here though because it's close to the table and it's better for my back. And I can still see the indicators along the top, and as long as I move this, I think that's pretty good. What I'm going to do is says it tries to reconnect me. There we go. Okay, so we got one viewer. Welcome. We just started. And what I'm going to do, hopefully you can hear me all right from where I'm sitting. I mean, I've not, it's just a more, well, and it's better for my back if I sit back. Otherwise, it's almost the same as sitting there. But the viewer went, whatever. Anyway, what I'm going to do is um, just simply kind of, well, first of all, I'm doing this because I felt like I needed a bit of a bit of a change in what I was doing. Even though I was hopping around on social media a bit, it just felt like yeah. And I also was thinking I haven't done a YouTube video in a few days, so basically yeah, it really hasn't been super long, but somewhat. And I just felt it'd be more productive than an alternative, which I did do earlier today, and that. So I'm just going to explain a situation or explain something that's on my mind right now. I don't know, as it says your connection is unstable. Please wait while we try to reconnect you again. Don't know why it's saying that so much this time around, but whatever. If the quality of this isn't great, whatever. It's kind of just something to do because it's not bedtime yet. But you know, if it has some interesting and nice conversation, that's good too. Of course, now I get 2 notifications. Go back. Um, I believe, yeah. Well, this is a particular thread. As much as we have 2 people here. Hi. Sorry, I was just telling somebody on social media about this video that because I just happened to look at my device and see a notification. So yeah, I'm going to explain something that's on my mind right now, and then something that transpired about less than a couple hours ago, about 40 minutes ago. Um, basically, and welcome, by the way. It's been more than 5 minutes, and there's two of you, so that's really lovely, and don't be shy in the comments. So basically, tomorrow I'm going to a funeral, and it's actually about the person I've been kind of tributing on this channel a little bit musically lately. And sorry for the lighting. I have to do the seat that's better for my back because I really do want to get a good sleep tonight. I'm a little bit worried that if I wake up, I might struggle to get back to sleep. Usually, it's not that much of a struggle. Sometimes, you get comfortable again or whatever, even though we have a nice bed. It's but yeah, it's I have something on my mind, and so honestly, it's been on my mind for almost 2 weeks probably now. But that does not necessarily mean that not going to. I'm not going to be ruminating until after the event tomorrow. Basically, um, why I'm anxious or uncertain what to feel is two things, and I'm curious your opinions on them. First thing, now when I think about it, sure. I mean, I guess I even feel slightly mixed. I don't know. Partly because of her reaction, partly because I do, as we get a third viewer. Um, basically, the person that passed away, um, I there was a couple reasons, and then just because that I found myself the one day, and it was the day that we first got chatting, first time in years, but we didn't have any issues with each other. We just hadn't really been in much contact with each other. And then when I happened to find out that the sister passed away, it was quite shocking, actually. I mean, every now and then I look up obituaries, but it was a certain funeral home, and then it had uh, I'm doing something right now, sorry. And then it had some names in a row, fairly tiny font, and one jumped out at me, and it was like, oh my god. Whatever. Anyway, basically, I found myself asking the one day if she had her sister's phone and if she could get a couple numbers from it. Uh, and because people that I know, that one's really hard to reach, and the other one seemingly so, kind of. I guess I haven't been in a lot of contact with him either. First of all, she said she wasn't going to look. Then she said, uh, and she doesn't even have it, which kind of made the first point kind of funny. And she thought it was rude to ask. And I think when I think about it, it's maybe more of a bit of like a bit of a unexpected question. As we get a third viewer tune in, welcome. Sorry for the lighting, but I have to sit in the seat that's better for my back, so I'm not as close to the computer. But I mean, during a difficult time, it's true. And I certainly wasn't like forcing or pressuring or anything like that. Um, I apologized fairly quickly. I remember I was on the phone. She didn't react at first, and then she says, I said, I hope you don't hate me. And she says, and I'm being anonymous with all of this stuff, right? For the most part. I mean, if somebody says, well, I know what you're talking about, well, that's because you know the people, but most of you wouldn't. Anyway, basically, and she said, it's fine, I'm just at work. So, I mean, I'm trying to think, yeah, it's fine, great. Then we lost all the viewers. So that makes me, there was, I think, 3 of you there, and 2 of you were staying for a few minutes, which I must say is more attention span than a lot of people seem to have these days. I mean, so many things can catch your attention online or whatever, or you go away for a moment because you want to check on something that's on your mind, and then you fall down various rabbit holes of doing different things. Anyway, point of the matter is that is that is that yeah, also there's these people that actually I didn't really know from my character days that much that were on posts about the sister about her passing. Um, One of them it was complimenting a tribute video he did actually, or complimenting whatever. And I would say out of the 6 or 7, even no more than that, I would say. I would say about 4 or 5 seemed just fine. The others, it was a bit hard to gauge. I would say that there was a couple of them because I have a lot of time in my head. I've been stuck in my life in a bit of a rut, um, struggling to pass the feeling a bit lonely sometimes. But yeah, basically, I would say that there was a couple of them that I think got a bit more comfortable. Yeah, I don't know why what's his face hasn't requested me unless it's just not showing up. Not somebody that knows any of these people. Somebody from a group I'm in. Um, Unless he's waiting for me to send it. But I tried actually, and it didn't work. But oh no, it still didn't. I thought it was going to for a moment there. Um, but yeah, basically, um, and I'm not sure what's been said to who. I don't know really truly how it's been perceived. If it's been thought about any more beyond when it kind of transpired. Um, because I would imagine that they would have had most of their planning done. I don't know how much one rehearses their eulogies or whatever, but you know, a few days ago. I do know that the system works, but anywho, basically, I mean, someone briefly that I meant such as man, they weren't here very long. Basically, oh wow! Even though I just reloaded the page somewhat unintentionally, it's still showing it expanded in full. Oh, it almost zoomed in for a moment there, but that was just me doing something weird with the screen there. But yeah, so basically, so I say basically a lot, but basically, yeah. So, and I've told myself things like, well, they would say, don't if uh, if they truly didn't want me to. But I think I don't know. I'll talk to people I'm familiar with. Likely not very much anybody else, and then if I've not previously met them, I think the likelihood of, or well, even if I've kind of talked to them a little bit, I think the likelihood of kind of making connections with any of them after tomorrow is fairly small. Yeah, I think even though it scrolled down, I think it would still show that. I'm not sure for sure though. Uh, but basically, yeah. So, in some ways, someone that you're not familiar with could always seem a little certain at first. Come to think of it, to some people more than others, that almost looks like a halo or something above me. Yeah, I think that's probably the best story. It's a bit dark, but it's just the way it is. But what helped lighten this stress after like 3 or 4 days of thinking about it? That's the main part. I mean, yeah, there's a few I don't want to run into. There's a few I do. I mean, some of the ones I was familiar with from back in the day. Well, there was something I learned about one of them recently, so yeah, probably not. The other one, forgiveness is hard. Um, I don't know. It's good. I'm hoping to get kind of back corner seat that way I can kind of look around a bit, you know. Um, and I'll try and focus, but I want to see who's there and then decide who I want to talk to. And if I'm talking to them, hopefully other people, I mean, yeah, they could walk up to us still, but just say, how's it going? So you hear about our loss, say it's so young, blah, blah, blah. And then say, I'm just in a conversation right now, but good to see you, kind of thing, right? But basically, yeah. First of all, it's still hard. It's still hard. Even if you feel messages or whatever from the other side, it's. But I let myself not be distracted by other things, and two, slow down long enough to receive this from her spirit. Core, my friend, I'm sure it will go fine. Go feel the feels, which is I feel a phrase I first ever heard from her. I'm with you all, but I know it's still hard. I just want people to feel they are amongst friends and similar people, getting along and having a little party, lots of laughs. I know that there's some logistics and mixed emotions, but you're right, Corey. She may have been a little annoyed, who, but doesn't fully hate you at all. You did your best to make her feel an apology. She's not a very hateful person either, and you know her enough to know that. It was something she said in the moment, but best to just and it was mild. It's true, but it wasn't exactly a positive statement. To just wait to connect with Bobby and Alex if it to tomorrow. Sorry for any awkwardness about some I may or may not have known well that you were familiar with and feeling anxious, I think is what it's supposed to say, or awkward. Just know everyone's welcome and to try and avoid anything you personally feel is awkward or anyone, but hope you enjoy reconnecting with some and any conversations you have. I will always have enjoyed them with you, even if sometimes I was less present than other times. As for messaging, it's likely a good idea you slowed down some, but you've done nothing wrong. And what I was actually trying to, but it's okay, you're editing it, was put it how you should hear it. And I can take that with me in heart tomorrow. How you should hear it yourself, such as I've not been mean to anyone. And I can take that with me in my heart tomorrow. Some may have even appreciated the little bit of conversation in company as you have, and some were neutral. You know how this stuff can be real, as in getting messages this way when I do. Uh, so remember all this, my friend. I care about you and want you to succeed in your life. I wish you and your spouse love with many, many more great years together, supporting each other as best as each of you can. And yes, cherish it always because we certainly know life is never promised forever to anyone. It looks like you got a comment, but then it's not. Doesn't want to be stressed much longer. Also knows the anticipation and wait is hard. I think it was helpful to read that out loud. But the person who just tuned in has missed. So feel free to, based on the title, any questions that you have, because I did just explain. Or go whatever. I mean, that one guy who I told I was rolling, he had commented on a post a few seconds prior, but maybe that was the last thing he did, and then went to bed. But just yeah, to say that I'm still human. Sometimes I'm not feeling the presence of loved ones, and when I am, it's Sometimes it's deeper to process than others, or I don't know. It's just they're started in the physical, so it's hard, right? But I wish it was 9:45, not 9:16. Why do we need this other hour and a half again? Remind me. And even though it's kind of midday, we're gonna try and sleep in, and then after that, I'll go down and have my coffee, light something to eat, come back up, get ready, and because it's gonna take us a little over an hour to get there, or at least an hour, yeah, we'll have to give ourselves that time. So I really don't know what else to say. I shared the experience. I was kind of hoping for a bit more engagement in the comments. I guess what I can say, and again, sorry for the lighting, but I guess what I can say is that maybe talk a little bit about quickly about the night that I found out. Yeah, as far as there might be some singing, sing along with the others, but don't make myself center stage. Even if she might think that I deserve to be, even if we think we deserve to be, it just not prepared for it. Not that you can't fully be prepared, but it's just no. It's just no. But it's interesting that the night that I found out, and this is someone who I saw once or twice a week for about 5 or 6, 6 or 7 years. Talked with a little bit online, and did see her at least 3 or 4 times outside of the club that she worked at. Um, and I said to someone, I shared with somebody that yeah, it was like less than an hour after, about an hour after finding out, I find myself wanting to sing, you know, some music in a video. She paused me for a moment, gave me a bit of a technical problem, and I instantly heard, "Are you sure you want to do it in a video? I mean, it's up to you." And I thought, yeah, because if I'm going to do it, I might as well hopefully have others enjoy it as well, essentially. And that she was worth kind of sharing about. And I didn't say a lot about it at the time. I also told somebody that I think maybe there was a little bit of shock and disbelief. There was a little bit of wanting to honor. And I do think that her spirit kind of was like, okay, he knows at that point whether she knew I had a gift or not. I'm not even sure if it's something I talked about with her in life, but it may have been. So whether she would have known or remembered after passing, I don't know. But basically, yeah, I feel like maybe she was kind of just saying, I want you to enjoy some music, sing if you want, feel happy, and try not to miss me too much or to miss me too hard. Um, she's saying to me, "You're still worrying a little bit about tomorrow, eh, buddy? You got this, bro. You got this." And she was. She was a well. She was young, and she had a young way of speaking. It's true. She's like, "Yeah, I sure was, wasn't I?" She actually just said to me, "I don't have to go if I don't want to. Don't feel like I'm making her go." But then she says, "But you kind of want to, eh?" And yeah, I kind of do. like I say, to celebrate, to see some of the people that I've maybe not seen in a while, who knows who I also connect with, um, and something to do. And it's actually supposed to be a bit warm out tomorrow too. I feel like lately I'm mostly at home, although it's been a little bit busier lately, with not enough to do. So, you know, who says I guess it's settled you're going then? You're okay. You'll be strong, but like I say, feel the feels. You know, I don't want you to suppress your feelings. She says it would be good to bottle it up. And you know that other people will be doing the same. She's like, hey, heck, why did I have to go die, eh? She says, you know, um, that she mostly did like life. And and she misses it some. But she says, heaven is very nice, Corey. You'll see it someday. Try not to rush that. Um, she actually said my dad's a pretty cool dude. So she's met him at least. I don't know. It sounds like. Um, yeah, a little bit. She says. Um, she says, I hope I hope I'm not bothering you at all communicating to you this way. We're good, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit triggered that I have not been doing more with my gift or any of them for the most part, as much as I would like, and as much as I kind of try and keep my eyes open and try and find opportunities. And she says, "You rise to the top. I know someday you do better than you're doing now. This is just a rough patch. You got this, bro." She asked if I was all right. I'm just thinking for a moment because sometimes I would have been straight this husband would call. Certainly would have had a bit more of a response. Sometimes I don't feel like I got this. But they think, what? Some people don't have this ability. They need support too. If you have someone you're communicating with, that's pretty cool. I'll leave it to you, kind of thing. Um, there is, I guess, that one person that I mentioned it to that didn't know any of them. But the first name is somewhat ironic in a almost abstract kind of way. But and that person is from, it doesn't say where, but possibly Florida. I don't know if I want to click that or not. I didn't notice that at first, but I'm clicking it. Metal from Tel. Oh, okay. So unfortunately, because I try and stay clear of this kind of stuff. Um, as we get a viewer tune in, I do feel this person was into. Well, I don't know if it's them that just tuned in, so maybe I should wait to find out if if you put a comment. Otherwise, feel free to comment on the title and or leave as you just did, whatever. I'm not going to say much about this person. I'm just going to say that I feel that metal is angry, aggressive, headache-inducing, sometimes demonic, or as demonic in background. You know, whereas the channeling is just healing. It's just a natural kind of transition when someone passes away, as far as I'm concerned. And if somebody focuses enough and their brain is wired that way, or becomes wired that way, um, there's so much research. I haven't even looked into it that much, really, but that's been done um, about it. That no, it makes sense. It really does. And now I can't even find the group, but they weren't in admin, and I haven't logged them yet. My comments have disappeared because I took them off. But I never wondered about that. But I cannot even find the group now. I'm in a lot of groups online, and I'm probably just scrolling past it, to be honest, because there'd be no reason I didn't leave the group. There, I think this is the one. I thought I deleted that comment. I guess it just deleted one in the thread, but then they all disappeared. So I don't know. Bizarre. It only has 2 others, so but 40 likes. But anyway. She says, anyway, I'm going to go now, I think, because you're a little distracted and I don't know what else to say. She says, but other than you got this, and I also got a new message, and I'm not sure if it's from the person I was thinking. What was that, 8 and the 9? But she says, if I can get through to anybody beforehand, I want to let them know that I'll be with them as well. So I don't know if we ever fist bump with each other. I wouldn't be surprised if she did it. So rock on. We'll do your proud tomorrow, my friend. Okay, sounds good. And off she goes, and off I go, because nobody else is here at the moment. And yeah, so there you have it.